You can see how smooth it is right here. See that nice smooth finish. After you lap it, it should look just like that. And should look like this on the valve. You see that little line right here? That's what you want. Okay, now after you have these valves pretty much finished, lapped, I want to show you something very important that you need to know. Because without knowing this, you're going to have an engine that's basically just not going to work now. Because now that you've done lapped it and did the grinding technique right here to make a smoother finish, what you're doing is you're just taking all the little itty bitty cracks out there from on the valve away. Okay, now after you lapped it, okay, now the seals are very clean and redone and smooth and finished better. You want to put these in. Now, important to know what I'm going to say right now. How the engine works, 4-stroke engine. This is basically what goes on and how these valves work. Okay, you see how they go up and down as I'm turning the flywheel. Okay, I'm going to show you what goes on right now. This is your intake valve and this is your exhaust valve. Now, as this piston is going down, it's sucking in air and fuel at the same time. Okay, now it's open right now, but as I keep turning it, it closes, makes a complete seal. Both valves are closed. Comes up, compresses the fuel and air, and as it gets to the top right here, it then ignites the fuel and air. And where does it go? It basically pushes the piston all the way down, creates energy, spins the crankshaft, okay, and it creates a tremendous amount of energy. So what happens now? As it goes all the way down and comes right back up, it starts to let the exhaust out now. See that? Now the exhaust valve is open. See that? Now it repeats the cycle again. Sucking in air and fuel, compresses, ignites, goes down, then lets the exhaust out. And now as you got that knowledge now of how this 4-cycle engine works, okay? Now as it goes up and down, you want to make sure that this valve shuts completely. See, it's not making a tight seal. See that? As the piston is going up, it's still turning. So what's going to happen now? It's not going to compress the fuel and air anymore, no longer. It's going to escape through this valve right here. And it's going to come out. And your engine's going to run like shit. And poor compression, really poor, and you're going to have shitty gas mileage. So what are you going to do about it? You're going to grind off the bottom of this valve right here. And you're going to make it just enough to where you can, as you grind it down, you want to stick it in here. Okay, you're gonna go on the bottom where you see right there where it pushes it. See that? You want to make sure that both pushing rods stay completely flat, level, just like that, to where none of them are pushing up and down. You want to make sure that you can find that out just by looking at the piston. Make sure it's all the way into the top, like that. When both pushing rods are completely straight, none of them are going up and down. You want to take this, which is about 0.008. As you stick this 0.008 right inside there, and you want to push down with your finger, make sure that it's not touching it. You want to make sure that when you can actually slide it out easily, but not too easy. You see how it is right now? It's stuck. See that? That's not good. So you want to grind it just a little bit with a grinder or surface grinder, table grinder, whatever you want to grind, just a little bit right here, to where you can have a little bit of play with this. You don't want too much play. You want it to be able to slide out just easy enough for this. Just like that. See how it slides just like that? As you're pushing on the top right here with your finger, hard as you can, like just enough pressure with your finger. But see, if I do that, it's gonna touch. But I'm just showing you, it's gonna be like this. And that goes for both valves. just got play. So that's good. Do that with the other valve. Oh yeah. Perfect. See that pushing rod direct all the way on the bottom? Okay, that's the valve. I'm pulling it up right now. But that pushing rod right down there pushes the valve up and down, up and down. You don't want that to touch. See that? It's just enough clearance. Okay, now every engine is different. Okay, when you're grinding these valves on the bottoms right here for the push rods to push them up at the exact time that it needs to, you want to realize that not all the time it's going to be 8.008 point, or you know, 0.006, 0.00 whatever 11 valve. It doesn't, you know, if it all, what really matters is, you know, like I said in the beginning, how the engine works when it goes, as this is turning, spinning, and the piston's going up and down, letting these valves open up the way they do, letting the exhaust out. Okay, you want to make sure that, okay, you see the exhaust valve is open now, okay, and as the piston reaches to the top, okay, it should be completely sealed at this point. As I keep turning it, this should be really tight to where it doesn't turn. As you putting pressure on it and trying to turn your finger, it should not turn. This should be opening exactly at when this shuts right now. Now it should be opening. This intake valve should be opening, letting the air and fuel in. Now as it's going down the piston, now at this point this intake valve should start shutting now as it reaches straight to the bottom of the piston. Okay, as this piston reaches to the very bottom, as I'm turning the flywheel, this intake valve should make a complete airtight seal. As it's just starting to come up now, it's completely sealed. Both valves are completely sealed. And now at this point, the air and fuel mixture is compressing. Okay, now at this point, as it's compressing, it should ignite now. The spark plug went off. Now it's igniting the fuel and air. As it's going down, it should reach to the very bottom. And once it reaches to the very bottom, the piston, as it goes down, the exhaust valve should open at this point. Now it's completely open. See that? Now the piston's starting to come up, pushing the rest of the exhaust out now at this point. Now, as it reaches to the very top, it should make a complete seal. See that? Look at that. Now the intake valve should open, just like that. It repeats the same cycle, just like that. You know, and this one was so screwed up now that I had to really grind those valves on the bottom. As you can see right here, you can see how open those gaps are right there. See that? But you know, it's gonna work a lot better now. So as I install everything, this engine is gonna have some very good compression. I'm thinking 98 to 103 or 102 psi of compression. So I'm just guessing right there, just because of all the engines I've worked on. It's just going to be right in that range. So, you know, as long as it's not no 60 or 65 psi, if it's over 78 to 85 psi, that's really good. But if it's 100, that's what I'm shooting for.